Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Deborah Westbrook, and the purpose of this YouTube channel is called Be Brilliant. What do I mean by that? It means that as a science math major in university and as a minister for many years, I deconstructed from both. And I integrate science with spirituality to show you that in your divine humanity, you've been placed into time for such a time as this. So I'm a curious person, so I study a lot of different topics. I do not ascribe to one belief, nor do I follow one path. I see this as a journey of exploration. So what I want to talk about is some of the Hermetic principles I've been studying, like the universe is mental or as above, so below, because they're changing my life, just like so many other things do. And the sun's shining and so bright today, so hopefully it's all working. So the universe is mental and the all is mind. This is the first Hermetic principle. The second is as above, so below. I did a Facebook Live and a YouTube video on that a while back. Hey, Scott. So let's get started. I want you to remember one thing. This is a journey, not a destination. We never arrive because we're already there. So when you see life as a journey, you explore different things past one belief system. And you engage your curiosity and your adventure, and everything builds you up. How? In your authenticity, because one belief system is never going to satisfy you. Now, if that's your thing, then more power to it. I don't judge. But as far as I'm concerned, the purpose of this channel or what I speak about is a wide variety of topics. So I'm going to challenge a lot of people that watch this video today, because I'm on a journey and I'm exploring this topic, and I'm going very slowly in exploring this topic. So let's start. Okay, so the first Hermetic principle of mentalism says this: the all is mind and the universe is mental. Now, I want you to get it out of your head that mental means brain. The divine mind, God, source, we connect in the field of potential through our brain and our heart. But we connect with the divine mind from our divinity. We're here in time, in this energy, density, but we're always connecting intuitively with our higher self. We're never separated. We're always as one. So mental just means the field that is based upon information. I've done several videos on the akashic field, and it is the field of potential, because underlying all energy is information. That's why Max Planck at the end of his life said, behind everything there's a divine mind or a creator, and this creator is undefinable and indescribable, which makes a lot of people nervous because they like to pin things down to something they can understand. So the all, according to the Hermetic principles, could be God, source, or the divine mind. That's how they relate to it as. So I have a question, and I asked myself this question: why can't we redefine God past constricting beliefs, outside the boundaries of Abrahamic religions, because that's not the only way on the planet, past the images that I formed in my mind through a book or through a belief system, and open my heart to expand in new ways with a simple focus, to expand in conscious awareness outside the boundaries of time, to live in time in a unique, beautiful way through my I am essence. That is the whole focus of my life. As I'm getting to know me, I'm branching out in ways that may or may not appeal to everybody, but I know it is the essence of who I am. So I want to repeat, it is safer in life to anchor into the journey rather than the destination. So let's talk about the all. And when you're referring to the all, you have to redefine your definition of God. If you've been raised in a belief system that represents God as a man or as an ideology or as a way, because that's just one way to look at God. And there are many different ways on this planet right now that are pointing to a divine creator. So that all is never, ever to be fragmented into our understanding. Once we fragment God or the all or source into pieces of our understanding, it just doesn't make sense. And we limit ourselves according to a belief system, or we limit ourselves according to one way, and then we limit ourselves to time. Because then we look on how to manipulate time, how to move through time, how to have purpose in time, when really we are from outside of time in this dimension exploring our authenticity. So God is undivided and fragmented. He's divided and fragmented to appeal to our understanding. Yet it is actually to control our humanity through the Abrahamic religions. Now, don't get mad at me, okay? I came from that. I learned a lot. But now in my expansion, I took what was good and left the rest. Because if you do research, the Abrahamic religions are very control motivated. If you interpret them according to fundamental Christianity or any other religion that's located in the world, you're locked down into a fragmented God that is appealing to your understanding to only go this way and no other way. That denies science, that denies the energy of love, it denies the wholeness of the planet. Now you can choose your way, I've chosen mine. When God is unknowable and undefinable, then we realize and we express the reality of our divinity in creative authenticity rather than conforming to one book or belief. Now, if you're at the place where you believe all these timeline-based episodes, like there's a heaven or a hell, or Jesus is coming back, well, then you're going to stay in a 3D reality waiting to get out of here. But as we're getting ready to explore, you're the finite mind in the infinite mind, exploring this dimension when there's other dimensions that you're going to ascend to after you pass out of this place. So you want to express your authenticity and learn everything you can now in your humanity, because that is why you're here. So a mental universe is understood within the reality of the field, the akasha, the divine mind flowing into our lives through the receptors in our brain and the openness of our heart. Our brain has receptors that connect to the field, and our heart connects to the field intuitively. You do not live your life based upon linear time. That's going to ground you into anxiety and fear, because there is a control on this planet. There is a Weedico virus and a mass psychosis formation on this planet trying to get you so grounded in fear that you never explore anything outside the bounds of a 3D reality. That's not you. That's not what you're called to do. Now, this isn't woo-woo, because we do live in a universe that is based upon laws. But through mental alchemy, we transmute those laws. Why do you think Jesus was able to, whether you believe it or not, multiply the loaves and fishes? Why are there Indian gurus right now going into villages and giving them food? Why are they saying, we called it miracles, but it's really mental alchemy. It's a manifestation that you're taking a higher thought process and you're manifesting it into your reality, and that's what's happening. That's where psychic phenomenon. Remember back in the day, everything psychic was considered demonic. That's bullshit, folks. Your intuitive nature is dependent upon clairaudience, clairsentience. That's what's in your life. You know that you knew. That's why it's important to be still and know. So to redefine God outside the boundaries makes a whole lot of people nervous, but not me. It doesn't make me nervous because the God of Jesus, the God of Buddha, the God of all these people, of these ascended masters, really were all showing us the same thing. How to live in our humanity beyond the limitations in our divinity. So the all God, source, whatever you deem it, creates mentally. Now, what does that mean? Does God have a brain, or does he work with materials? Well, we're going to explore that. I'm going to go real slow because when I was studying this, I was like, it blew me away. First, before we go into how God creates as the infinite mind, let's look at how you create in your finite mind, coming into time from the all. Your identity is in transition here according to your authenticity. You are not looking to the past or the future. You are grounded in the now to grow and expand in awareness of who you are in your I am. That's not just words. Do you know who you are? What is in the foundation of your life? What makes you you? You can go to conferences, you can read books, you can listen to gurus, but unless you really grasp in the silence of your own heart, in the connection with your intuition, and unless you really grasp who you are, you're going to latch onto everything to try to find your identity. All of us have done it, but in this timeline, we're moving out of that. That's why the last Facebook Live I did yesterday was on boredom, because boredom is a means of transformation, because nothing works like it used to work. Whether you're aware of it or not, whether you believe it or not, we on this planet are in a massive timeline shift. So the all creates mentally. Well, how do you create? You are a finite living mind projected into time. So I'm the creator of the images that mentally come to me in my mind. From where? From the field. Intuition. When intuition tells me to do something or go somewhere, and I've said this so many times, whether my intuition tells me to follow a certain path, that is the I that's forming in a heart-brain coherence with the field. But now what do you do with it? Does it stay in your mind? Does it stay in your brain? Or do you have the courage to step out, even when people don't understand it, into the me part of who you are? Because the I part is in the all, but the me part is energetically incarnate in time. And that part is a manifestation of the images from the field that you connect within your mind through your heart and your brain. That is intuition. And when you follow a path of intuition, you live each day in brilliance and awe and wonder. And yes, I've repeated this so many times. We have responsibilities. We're in a law-based universe. We're in time and space. So yes, there are families, there are jobs, but even in those things, you can rise into awareness so that you're seeing the light shine into every area of your life. So I am inseparable in the all. I don't start here. I don't stop here. Yet I live in a universe that consistently challenges me with finite control by higher powers. I'm not going to get into that, but they're there. They're there. I don't lose myself when I come here. I discover who I am. And that is the main focus of religion overall. You know, I got to be honest with what I believe and feel. The Abrahamic religions, they lock you down. Their goal is never to intuitively move you into authenticity or freedom. Never. So when I get these mental images into my mind from the field and I mentally create, it's called mental alchemy. That's how Jesus put loaves and fishes into and multiplied. That's how Indian gurus go into places and multiply the food. That's how many times people that join those Lynn McTaggart groups of 8, they see through mental alchemy, through meditation and unity, they see crime change in an area. You can produce mental alchemy. I'm doing it right now. There are some things in my life that I want to see shifted in light of the impossible. So my thoughts are creating, and by a connection with the all, with God, I see not so much always what my ego wants, but where am I supposed to live? What am I supposed to do? In this place in time, where can I live life to the fullest? And I'm putting it out there so strongly with such courage that my thoughts are changing. I'm not judging, but I know that a change is coming. This mental alchemy is the transmutation, the transformation of your thoughts into reality. And I don't lose anything in myself when I do that. Yes, I may detach from things and lose things, but I don't lose myself. Because when I detach, I find the true purpose of who I am. So mental alchemy, this is such a fascinating topic that I'm going to study it more and more. And I'm going to show you how it's going to manifest in my life by putting it all out there. The first building block is to be you. Does religion teach you this? No. Now let me give you an example of what I mean by creating and creativity. So let's look at a painter, a writer, or a musician. The thought to be creative in their minds is in the form of a mental image. They hear a song, they see a book, they see a painting. A fashion designer sees what they want to design before it is manifested. It forms a mental image inside of them. So creativity in the living finite mind in time comes from a higher place in the all, because that is where we all come from. And when we pass on, we will return and ascend to different layers. I'm not coming back here, folks. I personally do not believe in reincarnation. You can? I don't. I feel it's a trap. So this mental alchemy of creativity, what happens that the human manifests the mental image of creativity in time, yet nothing is subtracted from their life. It becomes a part of their life. An artist who paints a picture is not separate from the picture that he or she paints. A musician that writes a song is not separate from the song that he or she writes. There is no separation on this plane. And when you see that, you look at the lower vibrational energies and you use mental alchemy, which comes from higher forces, to move and change and shift the lower forces. What do I mean by that? Gratitude in your attitude, truly believing that love is a powerful energy, not judging, being you, knowing when to speak, when to be silent, knowing when to detach from things. All these mental images. Are you following what your connection with the divine mind is telling you? Or are you fearful? Are you based in anxiety? Are you based in shame? If you are, you will put that off and put that off to the point that it forms the whole character of who you are. You will move unknowingly, subconsciously in fear. You will move in anxiety based upon a narrative that is coming from the outside. Why don't you listen to the creative narrative and the story that is unfolding within you in your own creativity? Even though you're a limited, finite mind, you have the exposure to pure divinity, because that is why you are in time. I believe we choose to come here. I believe many people get locked down, but that is no longer the case for me, because as I've said in other videos, I've let so much go, and I'm on a new path, and I'm walking it out one step at a time. So that is how we as humans in the all manifest creatively on this planet. Okay? So now, if we do that, what about God? What about the all? What about the divine mind? Now, I gotta go real slow with this because I just had to think this through. So as a teacher, I was a high school teacher. I want to make it easy for you to understand so that you can grasp something and you can take it and run with it. You don't have to run with everything I say. So now, if I am mentally alchemizing as a limited mind, but in infinity, then how does the all create? Now, I'm going to give you ideas straight from the Kabbalion. So just be still and listen. The universe is mental, and it's held in the mind of the all. God, the divine mind, the all, does not subtract itself to create, because then there would be no wholeness or no oneness. So when the all creates, the all loses nothing. How can that be? Doesn't creativity mean that you pull something from the mental images and then, yes, you do, because this is a mental universe. God does not transfer a portion of itself to reproduce itself. And God does not use outside materials to create. The all is infinite living mind, not a person sitting on a throne, not a trinity that divides itself, not a man coming back as the only representation of God. God as the all is undefinable, infinite, immovable, and unknowable. To the extent that you buy into lower energies and do not seek out the higher energies of manifestation and revelation, you will stay in a low frequency vibration. So the infinite mind of the all is the womb of the universes. Come on, folks. You actually think we're the only universe? You think it all started with Genesis? It's time for you to leave right now, because if you believe that, nothing I say is going to change your mind. It didn't start with Genesis. It won't end. Every universe and the all is the womb of all the metaverses. The one universe, it expands, and every universe has a beginning and an ending, but that doesn't mean you end. It means you transcend and you ascend into higher definition, because you are infinite in the all, having an experience in this time in the universe. Let me go on to explain. God, I hope this is making sense. The nature of the universe appears to be the nature of an illusion. It's fleeting. It comes and goes. We live our life in time. It's death and then life. It's impermanent. It has a beginning and an end. It's space and time. So do you end when this universe passes? And even Irvin Laszlo in the Akashic field and Greg Braden talks about universes stopping and universes starting. This is called the metaverse. Right now, get it into your head. This is not the only universe. There is other life forms and intelligence. I'm not even going to define it, because it could be used as a control mechanism. But do you think we're the only ones? Yet religion tells you that we're so special. No, we're not, folks. We're in the all, in a sense of wholeness and oneness. And when that revelation impacts the planet, then we'll say no to all the bullshit that's trying to divide us and conquer us in every way. This is indeed an awakening, but you can't awaken until first you know yourself, and you have to get rid of all the excess and come to know the essence of who you are. So this universe appears to be an illusion. I just laugh at people that constantly post on Facebook, oh, this is an illusion. No, folks, no. Yes, as absolute truth, this is an illusion. But as realistic truth, you're in time and you are going to abide by the laws that have been put into motion in this place in time. But you're going to connect. Why do you think you're here? You've chosen to become a human. You've chosen to experience this. You've chosen all of it to experience this. So even though you're finite in time, you're connecting to an infinite energy. So there is an absolute reality, or an absolute truth, and a reality truth. The absolute truth is that you're the all in the all. There's no separation. There's no duality. You chose to come in here, and you didn't even separate when you came here. And then there's a reality of truth. So what I want to say is that all these people that say they know very little about quantum principles. So, yeah, Renee, this is an illusion. At the same time, it's the only reality. So all these people that are walking around saying it's an illusion, let me give you a clue. They're not living life. Because to live life in this realm, as you chose to become a human, you're going to have ups and downs and ins and outs until you transition in mental alchemy to when you pass, you're going to ascend into a different realm. So it's easy for people when they get a little bit of quantum science to say, oh, this is just an illusion. And that it sounds cool. It's also ridiculous. You know, if I jump off this balcony, I'm going to probably break a leg or a hip. Unless I in midstream fly up when I'm not at that place yet, there's still an abiding by reality and expanding in awareness. So we seek to understand the universe's mental laws in the field to manifest here in time. The universe is a manifestation in the mind of the all. All matter is a manifestation of God. But remember what I said. The all cannot be divided, and the all does not lose any part of itself. So it's almost like, what does that mean? How is that possible? Because we're thinking in finite ways. When I have a baby, that baby maintains a life of itself. It is a part of me. I birth that baby. I reproduce, and in a certain extent, I multiply. But that baby still has the ability to live an authentic life apart from me. That is not how God, the all, creates. God does not lose any part of God. The all does not display any fragmentation. So how is it done? Okay, so let's go slow now. There are many planes of being and many degrees of existence. This is the universe. Life is upward and onward. Okay? The all, in its aspect of being, projects its will toward the aspect of becoming. And this is when creation begins in a vibrational flow of energy. It is not separate. It is not fragment. So what does that say to you? That in the divine mind, as you connect, that you also project your will toward the aspect of becoming from the reality of being in this aspect of time. That is why we are here. Let me repeat that. The all, in the aspect of being, projects its will towards its aspect of becoming, and the process of creation begins. This lowers the vibration to form matter in the energy of love, and it is called involution. All is involved in the involution. It's similar to the artist who writes a song. The artist is not the song, but the song is in the artist. The song is the manifestation, and the artist has lost nothing of himself in the process, for it is a mental creation in time, but the essence of the artist is in the all. The all has an outpouring of divine energy. This is called involution. I didn't, this is a very deep topic, so I'm just skirting the surface right now. So the all has involution and projects out, not losing any part of itself. So in a sense, this is an illusion, but there are established laws in the lowest form of matter, because matter could not exist without some type of law holding it in place. Does that make sense? So in the art of involution and the creative energy going out, it begins to form matter at the lowest realm of vibration. And this matter is manifested that through the vibrational energy flowing from the all without disturbing the essence of the all. That's your destiny. That's your ultimate ascension. Yes, we can't manifest everything. Yes, there are things that we manifest and things that we don't. But in our heart, the essence of who we are as we tap into it energetically manifests into this realm in time. So the outgoing of the energy of the all is called involution. And we're in a stage right now of evolution. When we get to the point where all the energy has gone out and suddenly there is an indrawing of the energy and it's calling us home. It's calling us home to a higher degree. Now, is this the end of the universe? I don't know. Greg Braden talks incredibly knowledgeable of how we're placed in time, and you could call it an illusion or a simulation, but every universe has a starting and an ending point. So how close we are. It could be eons of time away, or it could be very quickly. I don't know. Who knows? But the reality is that I am expanding in this point in time. So where are we in the process? We are coming home, rising higher and higher, outside of the relative truth of matter that formed this universe. And the end is the all, a returning home. The end of the universe after eons of time is absolute truth. So we are going almost like back into where we come. Do any of you feel like you're returning home? That this doesn't make any sense, this doesn't make any sense. The planet is crazy right now. Informational overload coming at us from every single direction, causing us to focus down into relative truth as being the only truth. But there is an absolute truth. It's time to go home and time to return to the I am essence. So the all having, I'm almost done. And I'm going to go into 2025 just really exploring this. And I'll do shorter ones, but I had to get this out today. Why? For me, I had to, I'm a perfectionist to the extent that it's very important for you to understand. I went over and over these notes and I realized I didn't quite grasp it in my heart in totality, and I never will, but it doesn't mean that I can't put everything out there and you take what you need and leave the rest. So the all, God, source, having established the foundation of the universe, having thought it into existence, gradually awakens. And this is when evolution, as opposed to involution, occurs. The all has withdrawn its attention, and the universe then is on an evolutionary tract of coming in or coming home, and it's the end. Universes begin and end. And again, I don't know when this is beginning or ending, but this is not infinity. This is one universe out of the metaverse. So when the universe ends, whether you pass before it does or whether you never see it end, but even if you're in the all, this universe is going to end and you're going to transcend onto different dimensions in other universes. You are infinite. You are infinite. I am infinite. Get that into your being at the deepest part of your being. So you are expanded into the next phase of exploration in your infinite being. Now, I want to end with this. So how does that apply to me? How do I take these truths and how do I work them out in my own life as I read this, as I study? Because you see, I'm a firm believer that spirituality is actions speaking louder than words. If you're not manifesting a spiritual life, then why are you calling yourself spiritual? Spirituality is connecting within the divine mind and manifested. So how does this affect my life? Well, I wrote 3 things down. My evolution is an ascension. My evolution is outside of time and space. Yes, I occupy time right now to the degree that I age and I'm in a human body, I'm of a lower energy, but that is not my evolution. Evolution is not bound by time. It is a change in an awareness. And when I am aware that I am infinite, it gives so much meaning to my life here now. And why is that? Because I'm in time for such a time as this. I've got to learn all I can without hastening it, without seeking it. I just go in an attitude of mindfulness, and what my intuition brings to me, it expands my evolution, because when I leave here, I want to be at the point where I then go on in my awareness to an expansion into another dimension. If you have never listened to Darius J. Wright on YouTube, I suggest you listen to him. He gives quite a unique explanation. It's Darius, D-A-R-I-U-S, Wright. He gives a unique explanation of out-of-body experiences that he's had where he transcends into other dimensions. And he's a very spiritual person. You may buy it or not buy it. At the other end of the spectrum are people that believe we're being ruled over by reptilians and we're a slave race. No, I look at everything with the intent of knowing more. Why am I here? It's not to be ruled and governed by anything other than the infinite reality. The second way I appropriate these truths is that now becomes my present reality. If you watch the short Facebook Live from yesterday, I talked about being bored. And rather than acknowledging that my boredom was a sign of my laziness, I saw my boredom as a means of transformation, that what once stirred within me passion and purpose is not stirring in me that same passion and purpose. And I seem to be coming home to what? To my infinite self. And the last thing, how these teachings are changing me, you know what? I almost wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to put it out there. I'm believing in mental alchemy. I'm believing in a transformed life in reality. What do I mean? How to say this? I love this state. California is my home. I've had dream after dream after dream, detailed dreams about this state. But everything about this state makes it impossible to live here unless you're an elitist that makes millions of dollars. The middle class is being driven off in droves. And it's a feudal lord serf mentality that is running this state, and the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. So I sat and I was driving in the car listening to, I blast the radio in the car. I'm from the 60s and the 70s, so I blast that music. And I got so mad. But that that anger turned into love and gratitude. And I said to the universe, I'll stay here or I'll leave. But there has to come a decision within the next 3 months. And if I stay here, I will not stay as a slave in any part of my being. I will move to another state where it's easier to just get by and have a life. And that may not make sense to you, but it made sense to me. It's either put up or shut up. That's what I said to the universe. I'm tired of all this spirituality BS. Either put up or shut up. I have given my life for this state. And if I'm supposed to leave, I'll leave. But if I'm supposed to stay, then you know what? I ain't touching my savings and I'm not touching my Social Security. You make a way for me to stay in this state and I'll give everything I have to the awakening of this state. There, I've said it. So you'll know in 3 months whether I'm full of BS or something's going to happen. But I'm going to put it out there as a means. So how to end this? Take these truths and whatever sparks you, whatever sparks you inside, hunker down in that. You don't need to know everything I'm saying. You have your own path. My job is to make you curious and to have you see your brilliance and to know that you are in time, and don't get bogged down. Increase your skills of observation. Look through all the mess. Look past it. Increase your hearing skills. What you see and what you hear is not what you get. Yet, don't labor on that. Thank you, Scott. Yes, my fellow Californian. So, you know what, guys? And let me end with this. I like to, having been a teacher, I used to go into the classroom and it was very important to me to be well organized. And I sat on this message all day and I went, I don't get it. How can I teach it? And I realized that's the next move I'm going into. I don't have to arrive. It's the journey, not the destination. So I'm just giving you some thoughts. You take those thoughts and you run with them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to take a week off for Christmas and I'm going to go into the new year and see what I can do to encourage all of you. I'll read your comments in a little bit. Thank you for being you. I need you to be you, because when you're you, you spark something in me to be me. So have a great day. I love you.